And we'll keep it simple here. Given the opportunity to separate from yourself, everything is very simple. It's that we don't separate from ourselves, so all the layers of everything seem to be smashed into one layer, and then it's all very convoluted. It's just not accurate. That's a perception. Separating from yourself so you can see gives you a little bit of freedom between your feelings and your emotions, and that little spot of resistance or reaction or acceptance, and then action or awareness or self or this place. And the vast majority of folks are operating within a reactionary worldview that has been programmed into them via response from the outside, external fears into their internal state of feeling and emotion, sending information messages through body, brain, mind. And then it doesn't really get the opportunity to, one doesn't really get the opportunity to separate and see clearly from a place of spirit or beyond. And so almost everyone is operating in a mechanism of a larger pool of a toroid field, which is also you, but in a collective manner, which is small groups and or everybody in a larger collective, in a neural network being held together and then imprinted with information, imprinted with a sense, a reason to justify a feeling, an emotion. So feelings are body into mind, and they're here, they're present, they're supposed to be felt, they're a message, and they are present. Emotions are mind into body, and they are, so feelings last like 10 seconds to 2 minutes. Emotions can last 30 minutes to 2 hours. Still short, but they can resonate longer. It's coming from mind, in the greater mind, into the single mind, into the body. Emotions are past and future. Now, this scenario is invisible, and very few take the time to actually perceive, because they don't separate completely, what in the fuck is happening and why is it happening. Many times there's a truth in brevity, but things are offered in a manner that people repeat the brevity, and yet implementing it in their life is more of a willful willpower type thing, like achieving a goal, which works, but it works in the manner that, Tylenol takes away a headache. It doesn't complete the Ouroboros of comprehension of why that scenario is there in the beginning. So that's what I'm attempting to open the dialogue to today. And it's limitless, but I will attempt to keep it in brevity, in simplicity, for easy consumption. I don't mean absorbing a video. I mean consumption of the inner value, the inner truth, the inner message, for myself, for anybody else that Doesn't ever see this. So, what you're here to do, everybody has the same mission, which is to shine completely their inner self. Everybody has a different purpose. It's very difficult for anyone to lead anyone else on any level because everyone is a leader and a follower internally. However, no one is sitting in exactly the same seat. Anyone who's a little bit early can guide anyone else, no matter if that individual, the second individual, is ahead or behind. Doesn't matter on whatever level. If someone finds mastery within themselves, they can then, if they stay in that place of mastery, offer guidance to anyone else because they can see where the individual can possibly look within themselves for the answer to the next step for themselves. No one holds the fucking answers for you. No one. You are divine limitless spirit energy. You're divine limitless spirit energy. There's a small siphoning flow that allows a little bit of that energy to enter into this realm of life, which then is made of the fabric of light, vibrating in different levels of density, air and computer and wall and face, all the same material. It's light, literally, which derives from cymatics, which derives from what would be considered, in my opinion, singular one love, the frequency of creation, that which most call God. So the purpose is individualized. The mission is always the same. And there's a myriad of layers and everything always. Love and loyalty is all that matters. Everything is situational. And everything is always changing. So the point I'm attempting to get out is there's external fears or big fears, and there's internal fears or small fears. And nearly everyone you've ever met has lived nearly their entire life being aware of some internal fears, not completely addressing them because they just didn't take the moment to get all the way in there because the outside energy of the collective is pointing them at everything else except for internal. Notice that. The collective is in your lifetime has never pointed you back at you. It might be like, well, if everybody in your life is an asshole, maybe the common denominator is you. Stuff like that. But it's not actually pointing you to the real you. It's just poking a finger at you. The collective, just like everything else, this isn't good or bad, is a self-serving loop of energy. And so whatever serves its ability to continue to propel itself via the energy of the divine limitless spirit energies, the embodiments of humanity, that's what it will continue to do. Nearly everything in everyone's life is predominantly unconscious. Doesn't have to be. Very, very, very few individuals on any level are actually courageous. Very few. And the only way you truly become courageous is by addressing yourself. And if you haven't truly addressed yourself, then life will show you opportunities where you will find yourself faltering, either feeling those inner fears or stepping away and not wanting to be in the spotlight or not wanting to rise to the occasion, not wanting to overcome the fight, whatever it is. because that's what you're here to do. Everyone is here to address their internal fears, the small fears. So let's get into it. It's big fears versus small fears. This place, the collective, and to a certain degree you, will continue to do what it's done up till this moment, which is embrace the big fears from the external into this life flowing through you. And you will continue to observe and feel them and accept them and just think that's the way life is, and read the Bible in a skew that tells you that, or the Talmud, or the Tao Te Ching. And it just goes to a passing of the buck scenario in which generations and generations and generations are separated more and more and more from what they're here to do. Why? Because this place is a refractory reflection of literally the fabric of magic as light, just as you are reflecting your inner state to you, and the collective's inner state to the collective. And so this is consciousness, you, this collective is consciousness, and then this place, this realm, this universe, this earth, that's also consciousness. And it's all one, but it's also separate. That's how it is. Anyone who wants to look at anything and say, well, there's some contradictions in what you're saying, I would highly suggest that you go, that perception is externalized. And that you go inside yourself and then ask yourself, because all the answers lay there. And that's what I'm attempting to do, is give you a pathway back into yourself. Everything is reflecting you. But if you are predominantly holding on to the collective or any layer of a collective, then that is likely a more powerful pull, and that will be reflected more in your world. And that feels like a trap. It's a process. The answer to get in or out of that is a process of just sitting by yourself in nature. And if you separate, you will be able to see, and then you will still be, unless you meditate every day, all day, you will still be in connection with this place, but slightly bypassing the collective. There's nothing wrong with collective. It's just, if you're watching this, you're probably a little bit ahead of it. So you can separate and be just with this place. Rites of passage, go into the woods, sit by yourself for a couple days. And there you will begin to see that less and less of the programming is actually being reflected in your inner state. And you might not know that right away. You just might feel a little bit more calm. But you will begin to receive messages. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is the fucking truth. You will begin to receive messages, no matter how programmed you are, from the external. And that will show you that this place and the collective and yourself is always in a flow, a fractalized flow of reflecting energy back to each other, and it's all connected as one energy. So what you're really here to do is to address what's already imprinted and programmed inside you. To get to that, you must let go of everything that you're holding on to that you think is holding you up. And all of this shit is invisible. So the step here is that the big fears, the provable fears, the external fears, the world is ending shit, the everybody's a pedophile stuff, there's uh, all this. It doesn't matter if it's the 1980s or 2828. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter if there's eventually some utopia. It's the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's how this joint functions. The external will provide you with the opportunity to perceive what's occurring that requires addressment internally. If you write that down and then look at that and then sit with that by yourself, has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with anybody else. By yourself, you will begin to see, well, shit, maybe there's more going on here. And then all of these boxes of life, the external realm of world, will begin to open up, and you'll see that all of them are gifts and they're all mirrors. And so, like a mirror, this like magical mirror, it will show you what's inside you. And from there, you will be able to see where you take your next step. You're already programmed with all of your internal fears that you must address. And you find them through the process of going through and addressing single fears one at a time and letting them go. I suggest the process of forgiveness. Forgive everything. I forgive everyone. I'm not placating, I'm not kidding. It must be in your true core, your heart. And I forgive myself. This isn't pleasantries. I'm giving you the ticket. Because I love you and I love myself. More and more and more small fears will show up. And when they do, as you're going through this process of letting go, it will feel like, fuck, more? And then you will slip back in to this mode of feeling like all the metal of the world is bending around you and nobody else can really comprehend why you're making life so difficult for yourself. And really what you want to say is, you have no idea what it's like to be me. You have no idea what it's like to feel this scenario. I've done all this work. That too is a reflection from the external. That too is a message for you to address now that feeling, to address now that scenario, to address now that box of fear. And as you see, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, the boxes get bigger because your internal state is growing. Your higher, greater self is completely filling what was once automated. You're ascending by completely becoming yourself in every way. And if you're really, really honest, you can't fully be yourself without addressing all of the internal fear. That's why you came here. And you can feel it. You can feel that fear. And yet you want everybody, you want to project all the reasons why you're justified at having that fucking fear and pointing it out at everybody else, saying how hard my road has been, how shitty they are to me, how it's not fair, life isn't fair, that bad things happen to good people. I'm just struggling, depressed, or whatever nomenclature that has been picked up and then imprinted through the collective, and then individuals just repeat, 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 repeat like parrots. And you do that shit. And you know you do. And it's okay. Because that too is just a layer of becoming aware of it, watching your inner self, becoming aware of it, and then not throwing away everything about yourself, but finding the little fear. If you're not in reaction to your inner self, the fear will show itself. Because it's not there to conquer you and tear you down. It's there to be a placeholder for you to then turn the page and step on the next stone and continue on your journey. You're here to grow you. And if you get good enough at it, you're here to show others how to grow them. But you'll never have the answers for everybody. Neither do I. No one does. But everyone has the ability to grow themselves to the place to be able to point others in the direction within themselves where they can now look and find their next step. Everyone. You are the fabric, you are the essence, the true creative generative principle of the frequency of love. There's no way, whatever word you want to use, there's no way that you are not God. It's impossible. There's no way this computer that I don't even really like is not God. It's impossible. The only thing for anything to be the, the only thing that's impossible is for anything to be impossible, first of all. But as I am here now, I cannot comprehend the layer that I am in, the level that I'm in, the attachment to frequency that I am embodying. I can't comprehend how anything isn't of that core true essence, including you, and that essence is what is described as God. And yet, it hurts too much. So, like, so many religions or philosophies or uh, awakened individuals want to say, kill the ego. The ego's doing this, the ego's doing that. It's really just layers of programs. The ego's here to serve you, it's helping you. It's just that there's layers of programs in this time between times, this time between the celestial ages turning, that have been a repetition of fear. And so the ego, unbeknownst to you or anyone else, has been bombarded with crazy fucking programming of fear to such a degree that basically all of humanity, unless there's some pockets of enlightenment, there's some pockets of indigenous, and there's individuals who have separated, but almost all of it is living in a loop of repetition of fear to the degree that they consider that in a completely unconscious state in their lower unconscious belief structure, their core belief structure, how life functions in an unaware state. It's such a programming of fear that has become the only way that it is, the only way it's ever been, the only way it can be, that's how this place works in their unconscious opinion. And from there, because human beings can get used to anything, almost all human beings are defending that place. Even the awakened are defending that place. Because almost all humans, or all humans can, but some grow past it. Almost all humans can get used to anything and then they turn around and defend what they got used to. Not because it's true, not because it's right. Not because it's righteous, not because it's them, not because it's their path, not because it's what they're here to do. It's not evil. It's not righteous. It's not perfect. It's just what you got used to. And if you don't think that, or anyone, I'm saying you a lot, don't take offense, please. Just the words that are coming out. If one doesn't think that the entirety of a worldview, the entirety of the actual interaction with this life, this place, can be programmed, I offer to you that if you look at that within yourself, that will lead you to a fear, a small fear that's deep in there. And then if you find the courage within yourself to address that small fear, you may see there's so much more. You may see that you truly are limitless energy. And that nothing physically can stop you in any way. And also, nothing's trying to. And you're not here to conquer anything either. It's not actually a battle. It's a process of you being courageous enough to see past the external and not resist it, not shrink away from it, and not react to it, but see past the external and begin to perceive that this story is being fed through and projected by the divinity and the intention of you, and everything is paying attention to what humanity on an individual and collective basis pays attention to. This place's fuel that it operates on as a consciousness is the attention of humanity. And so the more that as a collective or individual, you can't save the collective. It will save itself. It's already destined. It's okay. Everything's fine. But you can completely take care of yourself. And there's a process to do that. I'm not going to get into all of it. Basically, just trust the divine, learn how to get out of your own way, and start to overcome the repetition of fear that is everywhere all the time. And you'll see that there's just this foggy layer of energy right behind that. There is no fear. That sounds silly, but I'm not guessing. So there's two layers of fear. One that is external and is reflecting the collective and your inner state. And then, which is, you can basically just disregard and say that it's providing everyone with the instructions to how to play the game. And if you get really good at it, you're no longer playing a game. Life is flowing through and playing you. So that's how you can kind of see the external reality, the external fear. Is that life itself is a flow, a breath, and it is playing you. So what you're receiving back, some of it is written, but it's also a, it's a perfect compass to what you must address about yourself. Just to be clear, I'm not any ism or any itty. I'm just courageous enough to stop fucking pretending. I'm not a character in anyone else's story anymore. I'm the one, as we all are. But love and I write my story. You can do the same. It won't go that well until you start addressing your small fears. The big fears are just reflecting the small fears because you can't see the small fears. They're in there. They're you. They're what you're holding on to. They're what you don't want to feel. They're what you don't want to address. What's always been there. It's the slippery hidden shadows behind the rocks in your unconscious. It's the stuff behind the nooks and crannies in the door of your mind. It's the stuff that you felt like was programmed as unfair, but when you're in kindergarten, it's the way that your friends and your family treat you. It's the way that you treat others. It's the way you keep yourself small. It's the way that you overcompensate. It's the way that you speak. It's the way that you're looking for some type of gratuitous validation from others that are reacting to external fears all the time. It's the way that you truly feel about yourself. It's that whisper of what you're here to do. Address your small fears, and everything opens up. I use words that are just flowing through me. And I mumble a little bit, and I have a little bit of a draw, and periodically I cuss, sometimes a lot. It's not the truest representation of who I am. It's a process. But it is this simple. If you find the strength in yourself, not find it, you already got it. If you just say, fuck it, I'm strong enough right now, not paying attention to my occupation, not paying attention to my kids, not paying attention to whoever bothers me on whatever level, because they too are reflecting my inner state. It's slippery. It's slippery. But everyone is reflecting the unconscious belief structure, expectations that have been, to a certain degree, programmed to each other, and we're all playing characters to each other. I'm done with that shit. You address your small fears. You sit by yourself and you allow them to rise. And you don't get upset with yourself if you have to break something or go for a walk or cry or whatever you gotta fucking do. The third part of forgiveness is forgiving yourself. The first part is forgiving everything to the point where nothing exists. Just space, and there's no word for space. No body, no nothing. The second part is forgiving everyone else, because everyone else is reflecting our inner state. Everyone is your teacher. This place is whispering to you. This place is watching you. No one knows shit. What you have to do is address your small fears inside, and they're very hard to find. How you find them is how you feel, the stories that are coming up, and then looking past that, and being gracious enough with yourself, being patient enough with yourself, being forgiving enough with everything to learn, and you don't have to do it the first time, to learn to not react. And then also not react and not act, not live, not hold an inner state of passivity or nihilism. Not hold on to whatever program. You can be whatever religion, you can be whatever you want. But that is not you. All science, all concepts, all story, all theology, ontology, in any way is of this fucking place. You already are it. It's here. Just stop for a second. If you don't stop for a second, you never will. And then when you're leaving your body, it will be that, did I do what I came here to do? And again, nobody can tell you that's you and you. But if you just find it within yourself to say, I am strong enough, I am courageous enough, I'm it. Again, not in an egoic way. That's not the right way for ego anyway. Not the right term for ego. But I am it. Okay? Humbly and courageously, I sit. And my fears arise, and they're all external, and they're all mind highway information. And my divine attention, my spotlight has been trained to stay in the mind highway. Like all stuff I got to do, all the everything that's a distraction, keeping me from doing the one thing I'm here to do. Address myself. Perceive my small fears. Everybody's program was similar and yet slightly different small fears. And that's beautiful. Just like the stars are always doing the same thing, and yet they're never, ever, ever in exactly the same spot. Seems like they are. A lot of people seem like they're similar. But there's a nuance to everything. Love and loyalty is all that matters. Everything is situational. And everything is always changing. You sit with yourself and you allow the real stuff to come up. You accept it, you address it, you forgive it, you let it go, and you bless it. And you grow a little bit. And this isn't a judgment toward anyone at any level. I don't even think about it. But honestly, very few are doing that. Nobody can hand it to anybody. No one's better or worse. And no one's on the same level, and no one is equal. You are the one. And everyone who chooses to be the one is also the one. It's just that most don't choose it. It's okay. Everything is okay. Address your small fears. Don't disregard the external world, but don't let it overwhelm you either. Just take it one piece at a time. Time is nothing. Money is not real. Yet timing can be everything. You are meant to go one step at a time at your own pace. You cannot be rushed. You are divine, limitless spirit energy. Everybody is fucking terrified. They're so scared. All they can do is repeat the shit from the outside telling them, this is what you're supposed to say, this is what you're supposed to say, here's the buzzwords. This is how you flip a company for private equity. This is what the Bible says. This, you are it. Go deep within yourself. Forgive everything. Forgive everyone. Forgive yourself. And then listen to your heart. Your heart will properly give you a singular direction. You focus on that direction as your intention. You hold your mind's attention on that singular intention, and you walk with your body courageously toward that. So that's your purpose. As you're doing that, you allow this place to send you messages. You don't react and you don't resist. You just allow it. And if you're getting too many messages, let it pass right by. You are it. This place operates based on your own energy. You are it. But if you do find value in external fears, external messages, then that is replicating a message, not exactly the same, it's a reflection of a message that will appear within you. You go within and you look at that. As you do that, you will find hidden behind whatever that message is a small attachment to a small fear that's always been in you. And that you're here to allow it to blossom and bloom and grow and be free. Give it to love. Give it to the divine. Give it to the Divine Mother. Give it to Yeshua, whatever it is that you choose to. Say thank you, bless it, and let it go. And you will continue to grow. And yeah, eventually there will be no fears left. Because there's actually nothing to fear except for living a life avoiding inner fear. Small fears over big fears. You are perfect everywhere. Prima Voltus Interior. I love you.